Okay, hello. Welcome to day 86. I have my breakfast here. I think it's like 12 or 12:30 right now. But I want to eat my breakfast with my oatmeal, which I'll show. And then I want to get my reading done before I leave to the gym, so I'll do that like right after this. And then honestly, I'll try and get some homework done, but I want to go to the gym at like 3 and like get to the gym at 3, so leave at like 2:30, and then so I can like be home by like around 6. And yeah, and then so I can just be asleep on time, which is the most important thing. So I think 7, 8, 9. So I'd want to be asleep by like 10 ideally. But yeah. I also think I want to get some homework done today, or like at least go over the lesson that I missed yesterday. But I do need to lock in for biology tomorrow. And I was 168.2 this morning, which is a little sad. I was hoping to stay above 170, but I think that just means that today I'm gonna have my chicken meal and my ground beef meal. Even if it goes over my calories, who cares? But yeah, so what else do I want to do? I want to hit the gym in macros, cardio, stretch, read, homework, be asleep on time, all that. So yeah, here's the macros for my breakfast, and drop my phone stand. Here's my 4 eggs, 84 grams egg whites, the rest of my spinach, my bread, my turkey, bacon, cheese, and my yogurt bowl and my peanut butter. But okay, before my phone falls, yeah, that's it for now. So I will see y'all when I am talking about what I read. Goodbye. Okay, I've done my reading, and today I read Deuteronomy chapters 29 and 30, and chapter 29, I'm sorry, it's titled Past Favors Recalled, where Moses basically summons Israel and reminds them of all the great signs and wonders that the Lord did for them in Egypt, how he led them through the wilderness for 40 years and their clothes didn't fall or tatter, and their sandals didn't fall or tatter from their feet, that they didn't eat bread nor wine or beer, so that they might know that the Lord was with them, basically. And then it says that when they came to this place, like those different kings came to engage them in battle, but the Israelites defeated them, and they took their land and gave it as heritage to the 2.5 tribes that didn't want to enter the promised land and preferred to basically take this land. And then it ends with, observe carefully the words of this covenant, therefore, in order that you may succeed in whatever you do. And then the next part of chapter 29 is titled, All Israel Bound by Covenant. And it says, you are standing today, all of you, in the presence of the Lord your God, your tribal heads, elders, and officials, all of the men of Israel, your children, your wives, and the resident alien who lives in your camp, from those who cut wood to those who draw water for you, to enter into the covenant of the Lord your God, which the Lord your God is making with you today, with its curse, so that he may establish you today as his people, and he may be your God, as he promised you and as he swore to your ancestors, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But it is not with you alone that I am making this covenant with its curse, but with those who are standing here with us today in the presence of the Lord our God, and with those who are not here with us today. So when it says, but it is not with you alone that I am making this covenant with its curse, it basically means that obviously he's making the covenant with them with like all its blessings and stuff, but then there's also the curses that come with it if they are to go against this covenant. So the next part, or the last part of this chapter, is titled the next part is warning against idolatry, and it basically says that they've seen like all the other tribes that worship idols of wood, stone, gold, and silver, and it says, there may be among you a man or woman or a clan or tribe whose heart is now turning away from the Lord our God to go and serve the gods of these nations. There may be among you a root bearing poison and wormwood. If any persons, after hearing the words of this curse, should congratulate themselves, saying in their hearts, I am safe, even though I walk in stubbornness of heart, thereby sweeping away moist and dry alike, the Lord will never consent to pardon them. Instead, the Lord's burning wrath will flare up against them. Every curse written in this book will pounce on them, and the Lord will blot out their name from under the heavens. The Lord will single them out from all the tribes of Israel for doom, in keeping with all the curses of the covenant written in. Okay, so my phone ran out of storage, but since I'm using the front camera, so I can't see the screen, I couldn't see the notification that I ran out of storage. But I ended basically when it was talking about the person that says to themselves, well, I'll just read it again. Where is it? Oh yeah, if any such person, after hearing the words of this curse, should congratulate themselves, saying in their heart, I am safe, even though I walk in stubbornness of heart, thereby sweeping away moist and dry alike. So by sweeping away moist and dry alike, it says it's possibly a proverbial expression because of Israel's infidelity to the Lord will punish the just with the wicked, rooting out good plants in irrigated soil together with worthless plants growing in dry ground. Oh my gosh, excuse me. And where was I? So yeah, basically, yeah, like if you hear these curses and you still say to yourself, I'm safe to walk in stubbornness and turn away, then the Lord will never consent to forgive them and will single them out from all the tribes of Israel, in keeping with all the curses of the covenant written in this book of the law. And the next part of this chapter goes into those curses because it's titled The Punishment for Idolatry. And it basically says that future generations, your descendants who will rise up after you, as well as the foreigners who will come here from distant lands, when they see the calamities of this land and the ills the Lord has inflicted upon it, all of its soil burned out by sulfur and salt without a blade of grass, like the catastrophe of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboim, which the Lord overthrew in his furious wrath, they and all the nations will ask, why has the Lord dealt thus with this land? Why this great outburst of wrath? And they will say, because they abandoned the covenant of the Lord, the God of their ancestors, which he had made with them when he brought them out of the land of Egypt, and they went and served other gods and bowed down to them, gods whom they did not know and whom had not been apportioned to them. So the anger of the Lord flared up against this land and brought on it every curse written in this book. The Lord uprooted them from their soil in anger, fury, and great wrath, and cast them out into another land, as they are today. The hidden things belong to the Lord our God, but the revealed things are for us and our children forever, to observe all the words of this law. So by the hidden things, it says here, the hidden things, probably the events of the future, the revealed things, the covenant and its provisions, including the sanctions of blessing and curse. This aphorism may mean leave hidden things, quote, or it says in quotes, leave hidden things to God. What matters is to keep the law. So I kind of like that. And then chapter 30, that's the end of chapter 29. Chapter 30 is titled Compassion for the Repentant. And it basically says, when all these things, the blessing and the curse which I have set before you, come upon you, and you take them to heart in any of the nations where the Lord your God has dispersed you, and return to the Lord your God, obeying his voice according to all that I am commanding you today, you and your children with your whole heart and your whole being, the Lord your God will restore your fortunes and will have compassion on you. He will again gather you from all the peoples where the Lord your God has scattered you. Though you may have been dispersed to the farthest corner of the heavens, even from there will the Lord your God gather you. Even from there will he bring you back. Okay, I really like that part because, it's basically saying, like, no matter how far you go, if you turn back, the Lord will bring you back. And the next part basically, or it just continues with saying, the Lord your God will then bring you into the land your ancestors once possessed, that you may possess it, and he will make you more prosperous and numerous than your ancestors. The Lord your God will circumcise your hearts and the hearts of your descendants, so that you will love the Lord your God with your whole heart and your whole being, in order that you may live. The Lord your God will put all those curses on your enemies and the foes who pursued you. You, however, shall again obey the voice of the Lord and observe all his commandments which I am giving you today. Then the Lord your God will generously increase your undertakings, the fruit of your womb, the offspring of your livestock, and the produce of your soil. For the Lord your God will again take delight in your prosperity, just as he took delight in your ancestors. And then it continues, because you will obey the voice of the Lord your God, keeping the commandments and statutes that are written in this book of the law, when you return to the Lord your God with your whole heart and your whole being. For this command which I am giving you today is not too wondrous or remote for you. It is not in the heavens that you should say, who will go up to the heavens to get it for us and tell us of it, that we may do it? Nor is it across the sea that you should say, who will cross the sea to get it for us and tell us of it, that we may do it? No, it is something very near to you, in your mouth and in your heart to do it. And it basically says, what it means by in your mouth is that is memorized and recited, and in your heart internalized and appropriated. So the next part is what I was saying before my phone ran out of storage. This is like my favorite part of this chapter. So it's basically titled The Choice Before Israel. And it says, see, I have set before you life and good, death and evil. If you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I am giving you today, loving the Lord your God and walking in his ways and keeping his commandments, statutes, and ordinances, you will live and grow numerous, and the Lord your God will bless you in the land that you are entering to possess. If, however, your heart turns away and you do not obey, but are led astray and bow down to other gods and serve them, I tell you today that you will certainly perish. You will not have a long life on the land which you are crossing the Jordan to enter and possess. So this is my favorite line right here. I call heaven and earth today to witness against you. I have set before you life and death, the blessing and the curse. Choose life then, that you and your descendants may live, by loving the Lord your God, obeying his voice, and holding fast to him, for that will mean life for you, a long life for you to live on the land which the Lord swore to your ancestors, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give them. So, yeah, I just like the way that, like, he says that he set before you life and death, the blessing and the curse, and that he's basically urging them to choose life that they should live, that them and their descendants should live. But, yeah, that is what I read today. So it's 2:18. It was like 2 o'clock, or it was like 2 p.m. when I originally finished, and then I realized that my phone ran out of storage. But I think I'm gonna watch some Chainsaw Man and see how many questions. Well, I can just see now. So okay, yeah, only 10 questions for my homework. So hopefully I can just get this done in one go. But yeah, so that's it for now. I will see y'all when I'm eating my second meal, which should be my chicken meal. So goodbye. Okay, hello, welcome to my last meal. So basically when I said that I was gonna have my chicken meal and my ground beef meal, I lied. So I'm having because it's already 9, so I'm having my chicken meal plus a big yogurt bowl. I'm still like 100 calories over, which is kind of what I was going for. But yeah, all I have to do after this is literally shower and go to bed, so that I can be well rested for tomorrow and lock in on my classes, because I want to do good on my next exams. I'm not even sure if we have another exam before break, but I'm really hoping we do. But yeah, so I'm gonna combine the chicken and the yogurt bowl because I'm eating them all in one sitting. So here's the macros for all this, and let me show y'all. Here's my chicken, my kale with cottage cheese, and then my potatoes with Parmesan, and then my delicious yogurt bowl and peanut butter. But yeah, this is the last. Please stay. Oh my gosh. This is the last video for today. Since I already did my reading earlier. So, if you're watching this, thank you very much. And here's the macros for the whole day. And what else? Yeah, like if you want, comment if you want, subscribe if you want, and I'll see y'all tomorrow for day 87. Goodbye.